Welcome to Ceremony, Meditation, and Magic. I'm your host, Aaron Michael Pine, and so excited to have you join me on this magical journey here on this particular episode. I'm going to be sharing with you some background about magic, what it is, how you can use it. We're going to be doing a little magical ceremony at the end here and help you understand the depths of magic and how to implement it into your life. There's a lot of confusion, a lot of different ideas and stories around it. So I'm going to kind of download and share with you some ideas, some inspiration, some insights, so you can start diving into magic and learning how you're probably already doing magic in some way in your life and how you can really harness that in and make the most of magic for your life. So let's get in here, all right, my friends? Magic, it's it's something I've loved since I was young. I don't know if you can relate to this. I'm just loving, from Disney movies and other movies out there with magic and fantasy and, magical effects, and be able to shift and change reality, that inner power that can then affect the outside world, whether it's battling dragons and wizards or more subtle things to shift reality, shift the energy of life. And all of the modern day concepts of magic that we might have in movies and books and TV and things like that, all that really stems from ancient practices of magic pretty much around the world, that cultures all over the world had their own form of magic. And magic was really a way of understanding reality, understanding nature, understanding our own inner power, and our ability to connect with nature, with the natural world around us, and tap into the magic that is there and use it with a certain intention, a certain direction, while also simultaneously being sort of in the flow of life itself. Because when you're tapping into magic, when you're using magic, you're drawing upon the greater energy of life itself, the energy within you, and making a focal point to create something, to set an intention that something happens. You're creating a shift. And to me, the idea here is that we are all divine beings. We all have infinite potential within us, just like they're now proving in different ways in quantum science that we have within, basically nothing, the emptiness of space, there is infinite energy. And so that infinite energy is available to us and has been known since ancient times in different ways. And magic is the application of that energy for a certain purpose. Magic is the ceremonial, organizational, structural component of taking the moment, taking the space, the time to set this intention very clearly that you are wanting to create something, to shift something, to adjust something, to make your life reflect this internal state, this internal desire, this internal alignment. And taking this time to do magic is helping you to get very clear with your alignment, get very clear with who you are and what you're wanting to create in your life. And then using a ritual or a ceremony as the foundation, as the declaration of that, of the implementation of that inner desire, inner alignment, inner focus, inner clarity to make it happen in your world. Now, I want to give you an easy example, because most people think of magic as, maybe it's this woo-woo thing, or you do it in secret, or it's it's this thing they used to do back in the day, but we don't do that anymore. But really, to me, it's alive, still very alive in many different ways. A great example really is a wedding ceremony, right? Our traditional Western wedding ceremony. You have this intention of these two people who hopefully love each other and are coming together and declaring that love and that commitment and that sacred vow or oath to each other. And generally there's a lot of planning towards a specific day. Okay, on this date, we're going to do this wedding ceremony, and there's going to be a variety of components of that, such as, okay, we're going to have flowers, we're going to have, a priest or whoever to bless the ceremony, to read some words. The two people are going to maybe read some vows to each other. There's going to be exchange of rings. Maybe some other people will participate, best man, best women, bridesmaids are maybe going to say something. There may be candles. There may be a variety of other components. There's the wedding cake. there's the dinner, there's the dancing, and a variety of other potential things, right? And so all these things sort of build up this energy and this focus and this signification that these two people are coming together in a commitment and love. Now, that right there is a pretty extensive magical ritual ceremony. At the same time, two people say, I love each other, let's get married. And, 10 seconds, they sign some paper and be done with it, and that's it. Which, some people do, but, generally people like to have this more celebration, this ceremony, this whole thing that really signifies and sort of anchors in this energy, helps both the people come together and also be witnessed by their friends and family that, this is what we're doing. We want your blessing, we want your support, we want you to be there, and we want you to kind of create this magical container, this magical field, this intention with us that we're going to do this, we're coming together, and this is our new life. We're choosing to interweave our lives together as, married couple. And so it's really a very elaborate ceremony that, generally takes months of planning, depending on how far you go with it, months of planning of all the different pieces and the outfits and the cake and the arrangements and the location and all those sort of things. So that is to me, very commonly still practiced magical ritual in modern day. And really you can look at any sort of project, small or big, that requires different components that you sort of have to put together. Say it's some sort of job project, right? Where you're creating maybe a new product. And of course, there's a variety of things that you may need to do for that product. You got to do some research and development, some product testing. You've got to design it. You've got to find manufacturers, design the branding, put it all together, market it. So there's all these components that you sort of have to map out and you have to handle or hire people to handle. And you're basically piecing all these particular things together to make your vision come into alignment. Your vision might be, okay, I love this product. It can bring a lot of value to people's lives. I want to get it out there to the world. And I want to make, $10 million from it. And okay, I need to get these particular pieces in alignment to make it happen. And I've got to go through those steps. And you may not have maybe a magic ritual ceremony, sort of this designated, focused one day, 5 hours coming together and doing this. That's obviously more of a stretched out ritual, but it's very similar that you're bringing together different components that mean different things, that'll work in different ways, different energies, different frameworks and templates, and putting that all together to reach your desired outcome. So magic is very similar. You are using different components, different energies, different templates to help you create your desired outcome. Now, a difference here, right, is the practicality of things, the logistical things. For a project, just like I was just describing, where you're creating a product, right? There's maybe logistical things you need to do. Like I said, do some research and develop a branding and do testing and manufacturers, more logical, physical things. A magic ritual, you might bring in different things that help support your intention on an energetic level, a more subtle level, such things as crystals or candles or oils or things from nature, things that symbolize or correspond to your intention. So a magic ritual is using more energetic things to help you produce the desired outcome. And this works in a couple ways here that are very important. Energy happens first before the physical things, right? Energy is what makes up our physical structures, our physical reality. The energy within us, the energy we're connected with, the energy we're around, helps us produce the physical desired results. For example, if you're in a place, say your home or your office, somewhere where you spend a lot of your time, and the energy there is really off. You've got some other people around, roommates or family or neighbors or whatever, that's really funky, that's kind of distracting you. The energy is not really good there. The lighting, the dimensions, the space, all that. Obviously there's physical components there, but there's also an energetic nature there that's affecting your energy and how inspired and uplifted and excited and motivated you are. That's going to affect your outcome. So energetics are very key here. Another concept around that is feng shui, which is an ancient practice of understanding the energy of a space, of a building. Over thousands of years of study and practice, those that know feng shui have learned how to master the energy of an area to help support the individuals within it. So energy comes first before the physical outside things. I'm sure you've experienced the energy of a person. You're like, oh, there's something about their energy, their vibe, their way of being doesn't connect with me. It's not motivating or helping me feel good. Let me get away from that person. So that energy is significant first before the physical things happen. Again, this is magic in itself. It's understanding energetics and helping set up as best of an energetic framework as possible to then help produce or make manifest or create the physical outcome. You can think of it as well as sound, right? Sound, there's first these sound waves, there's this energy that then hit you and are picked up as sounds in your head. Light, right? It's energy that then your eyes receive, decode, and give an image to your mind as to what's being seen. So everything first comes as energy. When you're working with magic, your magic is aligned with your intention and the energy at hand. And so magic has there are tons and tons of different varieties of traditions from different cultures around the world. And I really encourage you to explore different ones, particularly ones you might feel called to. There's Egyptian magic, there's Norse magic, there's Native American style magic, there's Wiccan magic, there's Asian magic, there's pretty much everywhere has their own form of it. And they each have their own associations and their own understanding, their own cultural connections to different aspects of the natural world. And none are right or wrong. They're just evolved through that culture, evolved through that environment, evolved through the people in those areas. And you may be, in one of those particular areas and you're like, yes, this is me. I love this culture. I love maybe your own particular lineage or ancestry. Or you may feel called to one or other or multiple other ones. There's a variety that I love and sort of implement those together. And I think that's one of the blessings of the modern day is that we have access to all these around the world. And I think it's very important that the world still holds its own unique traditions, but that there's also a bit of unification and cross-pollinating that we can connect the dots between the different ones and ultimately see that there's a lot of similarities and less differences, more similarities and connection. And so I invite you to explore, it's a bit beyond the scope of this particular episode, other different magical traditions. And what you'll find is, like I said, they each have different associations or connections. And what I mean by that is different meaning, different symbolic, archetypal meaning to different things in nature. For example, crystals, plants, animals, the stars, the planets, their movement, the sky, the sun, the moon, anything you find in the natural world, candles, symbols, actual symbols, runes, all those things have different meanings and have different forms in all these different traditions. And so what you're looking for here is if you want to do magic for a specific intention. Let's say you want to focus on magic to help you create more abundance, more prosperity in your life. You're going to find different traditions may have different connections or associations with different things that can help you with that. It may be a certain stone, a certain plant. You have the money plant, the money tree in one tradition. You have different stones that are associated with that, different oils, different scents, different planets. Jupiter is a lot about prosperity and luck. You have different deities, gods and goddesses. You have Lady Fortuna, that's kind of the fortune goddess in Greek mythology. So what I love to do is if I want to create magic for something, again, say prosperity or abundance here, I might do some research and find out some different gods, some different goddesses, stones, candles, celestial star alignments, all the different things that to me feel good, I feel excited about, and signify, make sense to me personally about what my intention is, money or abundance in this particular case. And then you bring those together. Now, of course, there's lots of spell books out there you can find online or at your bookstore that give you sort of pre-made spells. And it's great to definitely get one of those and kind of sort through, try some out. I like, there's ones out there I've seen that have different levels, simple ones, more in-depth ones, more advanced ones. And these will give you some great frameworks as well. And then you can begin to expand on that yourself and create your own magic spells. And that's, to me, the funnest. I'm very creative. Some people, you might like to be by the book, and I need a set guideline and specifics, and that's what I'm going to do. Great. That works for you. Go for it. I like to be creative and explore and blend different things. If you see that in my artwork, my spiritual artwork, I like to blend a lot of different things. And it's very powerful for me, very connecting and integrating to me. So that's what I love to do. Like I said, research different traditions, pull together what feels most aligned and active to me. And that might even change. I might do some magic, one time for something, and then maybe a year later I do something similar, but I may mix it up to something different. Well, there's, like I said, the star alignments. You can get into the astrology and the moon cycles, the month, the days. Different days and different traditions have different meanings. It may be better to do certain spells on certain days, on certain phases of the moon. New moon's good for starting something new. Full moon's good for completion. You can look at more advanced astrology if you like to really lock in, like, okay, on the 22nd of the month, this is the day to do this. So you can get very specific in that format if you like. And what you're doing is you are tapping into these universal energies, these archetypal energies, these deep symbols, and using that to harness energy that's available, and also create a very focused intention inside yourself, a dedication that you are making that shift. Just like I said, a wedding ceremony, right? There's a date plan, there's all these components. We're gonna have these flowers and this cake and these dresses and all these different things. All that is very personal and is also very significant to that couple of, like, yes, this is what feels good to us, this is what we like, this is what aligns with us, this is what supports us, and this is what signifies that we are making this change from individual couples to a married couple. And so what you're doing here is you're gathering your ingredients. Basically, you're making a recipe here and finding what ingredients work for you that you think is going to be delicious. And that's a great way to do it. It's like, what's going to be most delicious to you? Because what's delicious to you, when it's exciting to you, it's going to make that emotional, energetic imprint into your subconscious. And this is another key here. Whatever ritual you're doing, whatever magical you're doing, you're actually sort of creating a ceremonial program, or amplifying your intention into your subconscious, into yourself, so that you create this signal point that this is happening. It's almost, in a way, creating a program, like a computer program for yourself, of like, okay, we're going to be more abundant and financially free after I do this ritual. This is it. This is my taking the time, the space, the intention to create this and make that shift in my life. You're creating a shift in your being, in your energetic state, in your energetic reality, which affects your physical reality. And you're sending that program into yourself, into your subconscious. And this is allowing you to make use of the power of your subconscious, the power of life itself. See, we're operating just from our conscious mind, which is only a small percentage of what is really available here. And so by doing magic, you're using the conscious mind to know, okay, there's something here in my life I'd like to change. And then you're basically sending this program, this request, to the subconscious, to the inner energetics of your being in the universe, and you can call it God, or the universe, or universal life energy, whatever it is. You're making this prayer basically out, this magical prayer that this is what I'm calling in, this is what I would now like in my life, this is what I'm seeking, this is what I'm dedicated to, this is what I'm focused on. You're creating that container to generate this new reality for you in your life. And it's taking the moment, the time, the energy to do that. Just like you would, again, if you're going to start a project, you have to sit down, take some time, map things out, think about it, contemplate it, journal it, make some phone calls, right? You have to create a space and container to create something. So this is another layer of it, and can be added to that. So again, if you're doing a project and you want to create a new product, like I said in an earlier example, in your life, you can also do this ritual as part of that. Say, okay, I really need to make some money here. I need to create a new life for myself. I've got this awesome idea for this product. I think it can, make millions of dollars and help a lot of people. Let's do a magical ritual first to harness the energies and tell myself that I'm doing this. It's going to be amazing. It's going to sell a bunch. Let's set that up, and you create this ritual around it to signify that. Most likely you're going to get some clarity, some insights potentially during that ritual or soon after, and then you go into the more logistical components of, like I said, making calls, planning, marketing, all that stuff. But you've got that energetic framework, and almost it's like denoting to yourself, this is it. I'm doing this. I'm shifting from the state of being I was in, lack, scarcity, to a new state of abundance and prosperity. And the magical ritual is this like focal keynote point in your life where you're making that shift. You're designating that I'm going from this reality that I've been in to a new one. And this was something I really resonated when I was studying some of the Norse magic and reading some different writings about it and descriptions, and that those, they're called the Volvas that practiced Seder, which was their form of magic. And it was, I can't remember the exact words, but something like perform magic as a way to access archetypal energies to make a deep and profound impact into the subconscious mind to create a shift in reality. So in that time, in that period, the Volvas or the witches were very well respected, feared in some ways, and very well respected and highly regarded. And they would travel to different villages and perform magic ceremonies and a variety of purposes, and we may not know all of them to this day. But one that was very, I'll say, sticks out is an initiation ritual where somebody's going from one level of status or role in the culture, in the tribe, to another. Generally, like if one was becoming a lord or some sort of leader, there'd be a magical ceremony where they would go through a ceremony to move into that new role. And it was like they're shifting reality. Maybe they were just a warrior and now they're becoming a leader. There needs to be a shift in their inner consciousness. They can't think or act the same way as just a warrior. There's a new level of consciousness, of thinking, of heart, of awareness that needs to be attained to become a leader. It's a different role, right? Different energy, a different framework. So this magical ritual they would do helped imprint and make that shift in their subconscious. Hey, you're no longer just a warrior. You might still be a warrior, but you're also now a leader. And we have to send that program to kind of reconstruct who you are. And that would be part of that ceremony. And of course, there might be celebrations and things like that as well, which are always fun. But the magic helps make that shift from one dimension or way of being to another. So those are some key focal points for me. Now, one question I get asked a lot about is, what about, is magic evil or dark magic or black magic? Yes, that is out there. That does exist. And ultimately it comes down to each person and your intention. Just like anything out there in the world, pretty much you can use it for good purposes or bad purposes. It's just laws of nature, laws of life, laws of reality. Like a hammer, you can, create something and construct a beautiful piece of furniture with a hammer, or you can hit somebody over the head with it. It doesn't mean a hammer is evil. It's the intention of the person using it. So anything can be used in either format. Internet, there's great stuff on the internet, not so great stuff on the internet. It's not the internet, it's people using it and how they use it and their intention. So yes, there's bad magic or black magic, as it's called, where people are using intentions that are not, I'll say, considerate of others and making ill effects on others. And I do not recommend that, as that's going to have reverse effects on your own self. And ultimately, in my perspective, in my opinion, my experience, that then just creates more challenges ultimately for the practitioner of black magic. White magic or light magic or divine magic is really aligning yourself with a greater flow of life itself, surrendering to something bigger. You're stepping out of your own personal ego identity construct, which keeps you limited, and surrendering to something bigger and greater for yourself. And you're also kind of aware of or holding tension that as I make this shift in my life, it's also supporting others around me. Right? I'm not doing magic just for my own ego boosting identity. I'm doing something to support not just myself, but the greater whole. And this to me adds even more magical power, because to me that's generally the principle of life itself. Life is continuing to expand and flourish as much as possible. Life and nature don't really have a negative thing. Sure, things die and break down, but that all gets recycled and expanded and continues life. So to me, that's more the effective, powerful flow of energy, and magic is life itself. So as you're tuning to that, say again, going back to abundance, prosperity, and the example of creating a new product. If I'm creating a new product that can support people, maybe it helps heal something or change something positively for the environment. And yes, of course, maybe I'd like to make money, I'd like it to support me and help sustain me and my family, but it's also helping people and helping the world. There's a bigger alignment here, a bigger flow of possible energy, so things can go at a bigger state. So if you look at what's your intention, okay, I'm here to make money, or I'd like love in my life, or I'd like to get over some of my depression or anxiety I experience. I want to find community, whatever your magical ritual's about. I'm going to touch on some potentials there. If you hold the focus of it being uplifting, not just for yourself, definitely for yourself, because that's important here too. We want you to be happy and feeling good and aligned and divine and alive in your body, but also that mutually, as you become that, it's also supporting the greater community, the greater web of life, people around you. There's that much more momentum, because to me, that's the flow of life, is upward and expanding for everyone. So to me, that is real magic, that's divine magic, true magic, white magic, beautiful magic, life magic. That's what all I'm all about. That's what I encourage you to explore. Now, quick note about different potential intentions that you can have with magic. There's lots of spells out there, lots of different ones I've seen. Some the more common forms or intentions are, as I've been talking about, abundance, prosperity, fortune, love, maybe helping you to clear away relationships in your life that aren't healthy and finding new relationships that are healthy. It could be romantic partner, friends, community, things like that. There can be magic for very specific things within those realms, right? If you're doing the abundance one, it might be, okay, I'm really looking for a job. I need help finding a new job, or I want magic to help me build my business. If you're an entrepreneur, say. The love one, again, can be, I need to let go and clear somebody out in my life that is not, it's not a good situation. So there can be magic for that, magic for aligning you with a partner that is uplifting, inspiring, exciting, all the good juicy stuff. So there can be magic for that. There can be magic for health. Okay, I want to get healthier, I want to clear away a disease in my system, something like that. It can be magic for calling in, say, a new house or new home that you're looking for, a new car. It can be magic for helping you draw in a business partner. There could be magic to help you manifest a trip or manifest something in your life. And there could be magic to help you open up your spiritual gifts more. Okay, I want to do magic to help me open up my connection to the spirit realms or to the plant realms, different things like that. So there's many, many different ways, and I'm hoping to do some other episodes where we just dive into some additional magical ceremonies with different intentions. But here it's your ultimately it's a shift you're wanting to create in your life. So you're doing magic and setting up magic for some sort of shift in your life. There's something that is not in your life right now, or something, basically really something that needs to change in your life. And that's it. Magic helps create and support a change in your life. It's like a alchemical catalyst to that change. You're like calling in your ingredients, your alchemical lab of ingredients to create this change in your life and shift to something new. And that's, to me, is what magic's about. It's a powerful way to help you make a shift. Sometimes we want to make shifts in our lives and we find challenges and struggles, and we get stuck in things and things aren't going right. Magic is a way to really solidify, boost, and signify to ourselves that we are now, indeed, in this moment, making this change from this reality to a new one. And that, my friends, is the deep core of magic. So get out there, study some different ones, reach out to me. I can help do more individual training for magic, or even help you sort of sort out how to do it for yourself, or ways to do it, or different techniques or tools or forms to include in your magic, and help you support in that process your magical implementation. I think I'll do another episode where I talk more specifically about different elements of magic. I am traveling right now, so I only have some basics with me. I don't have my full spread of things, but you can get out there and find candles that you like to use, incense, essential oils, crystals, gemstones, things from nature like feathers, sticks, rocks, flowers are awesome, different salts, different herbs, as I said, even ones that you might cook with are very magical and have different principles. Some people use daggers or knives more for like the idea of cutting or clearing energy of something. You might have a cup or a chalice that's often used for receiving energy. You can use tarot or divination cards. If you like the idea of using gods and goddesses from different mythologies, there's a couple of ways you can do that. One can be just writing their name down, having that in, doing a prayer for them. There's a lot of oracle decks out there now for different ones. I have one for the Norse. My partner has one for some of the Egyptian gods and goddesses. Mine's the Norse gods and goddesses. So sometimes I might pull a card either randomly, or if I know a specific one, pull that card, have that there in my little ritual, know that I'm calling in that god or goddess. Of course, find out whichever mythologies, whatever cultures align for you. So that's a cool piece to bring in. And then some other elements of that is, after you do the magic ceremony, is to then maybe keep some of those elements out. If it's a card, say it's one of the gods, maybe it's Odin from Norse, you might keep that card out, near your bed or near your desk, somewhere you're going to see it. It's going to remind you to your magic, your dedication, your ritual, your ceremony, that, okay, I did this is with me, and it keeps that energy going. One way of doing a magic ritual is creating it like a little bundle. It might be a little bag or pouch where you put some different magical ingredients in it. Again, say you might have certain herbs, a little crystal, maybe a coin, a golden coin, maybe some sort of gemstone, different things, and you create a bundle, and you maybe do some prayers over it, some intentions, maybe do it under a new moon, and you've got that, and then maybe you keep that near your bed, you keep it near your desk, somewhere to remind you and hold that energy, right? It's a symbolic reflection to your internal state of being that you made this change and this is your new reality. So that's a way to keep it. So stay tuned in the next segment. We're gonna get to see me do an actual little magic ritual and help you start to get some ideas around it. And you can just watch, or go get the ingredients if you got them. I'm going to try and keep it simple so everyone can try and do it, and then follow along and enjoy. And again, reach out to me, Aaron Michael Pine, AaronMichaelPyne.com, and that's my website. You can get on there and reach out to me if you have questions, if you want some further support, or if you want to do a sort of a training session so I can help support you in your magical development. I love doing that. I love helping people uncover the magic of magic and bring that into your life in a beautiful, inspiring, empowering way. All right, thank you so much for watching. May the magic be with you. May the magic flow with you and through you. Blessings to you on your magical journey, and I'll see you soon. Stay tuned for the next part here where we're going to go in and do a little ceremony together. All right, blessings. Blessings, and welcome back to the second part of our deep dive into magic. And I want to share with you, and I would love to have you join in at home on creating a little abundance, prosperity, magical ritual here. So as I mentioned in the first couple of shows, I am traveling right now in Bali, Indonesia, and have to sort of make do with what I have available. I have a few things I brought with me on my travel and a few things I've acquired here. And so as I wanted to prepare this for you all, I just kind of had to dig through what I had available and see what felt right, energetically aligned, and made sense, and something I could kind of whip together here and put together to do a little ceremony, both for myself. I'm doing this for me as much as I am to share for you. So I hope it helps you and gives you a basic framework to start playing with magic yourself and bring it into your life. And you're welcome to, I'm going to explain the different components here I do have, and you're welcome to see what you've got at home that you can bring in to a little ritual for yourself and create something for you. And I'd love to hear, if you do that, how it goes for you, what happens for you, what shifts for you. All right, so let me share with you a few things I've got here, and then you get to just kind of watch me here create this little magic ritual. So again, I want to do one for abundance, prosperity, just opening up to a new level of that for myself, creating new things to put out in the world. This TV show, I'm creating new healing services I'm putting out. I'm doing energetic work with people, new spiritual mentoring services, new online trainings around spirituality and meditation and the world tree of life. So there's a lot of new things I'm creating in my life to help others, to inspire others, to help shift others, to help awaken consciousness. And of course, I'm hoping that all supports and funds itself to fund me to create more and bring this out to more people. So that's kind of my intention here. So let me show you what I'm working with right here. So I've got my little table here. So first thing, seemed the most relevant, important, is my wallet. Of course, some cards in there and cash. So that's, one of the most physical symbols or representations or containers of my finances is the wallet. So I thought that would be an important part to kind of infuse this with the magic, to cleanse it, which is right, cleansing that consciousness of energy, cleansing and purifying my consciousness, my ideas, my conscious and unconscious patterns around money and abundance. So I thought that was a key important element here. I've got a few stones here. I've got this little Herkimer diamond I brought with me. I don't know if that's seeable on the camera, but to me this connects with sort of both. It's got the diamond aspect, is just kind of this beautiful, clear, spiritual energy to it, kind of this higher conscious energy, I feel like. So bringing that in. I've got this beautiful malachite, which to me is sort of this heart earth energy, this deep green. To me, it feels like the heart of the earth, or the heart energy of the earth. So obviously the earth, right, provides us with prosperity and abundance. A lot of the ancients tuned to the earth for those sort of energies. So I wanted to bring the malachite in for that. And then I've got this one. I can't 100% remember the name. I think it's a tettite. It might be a piece of meteorite. It's black. It's a very grounding stone, anchoring, which is also part of abundance, prosperity, and especially grounding the energies that I put together in this little ritual to ground and make it real, help that energy come into the earth. So I wanted to have that in there. And then these couple beautiful flowers I just found outside here, just again help connect with the beauty of life, the beauty, the joy, the magic of life and nature. So I've got these here I wanted to include. And then I've got this little cup here, and I'll show a picture, but I've got a strip of cinnamon in here, which is often used in magic for a variety of things, protection, but also abundance and prosperity. I've got some white sea salt in here for cleansing and purification, just to cleanse any energies out of my current being, my current state, to help me move forward. And then I've got a little bit of raw cacao powder in here, which I just saw it and felt drawn to put it. To me, it's very rich and luscious, and who doesn't love chocolate, right? It's got a very rich feeling to it. So I felt that was a good way of drawing in that energy, that symbolism to me made sense. So that's what and what I had available. So I grabbed those three, and then these are from my Norse Oracle card set that I have with me. So I picked two runes, and one is Berkano, and that is often symbolized as kind of the symbol of the abundance, prosperity of nature, the growth of things, the life force expanding and growing. So connect with abundance there. Fehu, also associated with prosperity and treasure and value and personal value. So I thought that was very relevant for me. Brought that in. And then Freya, which is sort of the divine feminine, the goddess. Again, the nature energy, the prosperity of life, the blessings and bliss and magic of life, tied to magic a lot. So I'm going to bring these three into my little ritual. If you feel inspired to use these and you don't have, obviously, these cards, perhaps you can just draw these symbols. So the Berkano sort of looks like a B, but it's two triangles pointing. And then Fehu is a line with two lines coming off of it that kind of come up to an equal staff. So I'll put the pictures up as well, so you've got those. And you can just draw those on a little, say, index card, a little piece of paper, or if you got a journal, you can put that in there. It's great to have. I don't have mine with me at the moment, but if you have a little magical journal and you want to write anything, you don't want to write symbols in there, I'm going to write a little intention. I just have a sticky note here, so improvising, but it all works. A little yellow sticky note. So I'm going to write a little sort of intention to myself about what I'm requesting from the universe, what I'm requesting of myself, what I'm drawing in, and what I'm putting in here. And then let's see, last thing I've got here is I've got the shell just to hold these. This is sandalwood and Palo Santo wood, so I'm going to light these in a moment. And they both have a nice spiritual and purification energy, so that'll be kind of help cleanse myself, cleanse the energy around the abundance finance, and allow something new to come in. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and first write out my little intention here. And with magic, there's no, if you follow a spell, if you find something in a book, they may give you very specific detailed steps, timelines, plans, layout of how to do it. Awesome, perfect, great to do. This one I am improvising based off just my own personal knowledge, what I feel works for me, and what I have available at the moment where I'm at traveling. So first step was just to kind of gather the ingredients here. You could do this at a certain time. I'm just doing this right now so I can share with you. But it could be good to do at a certain time of day, maybe sunrise. I feel would be a good time, but you have to feel on what's right for you. And I'm not doing it in any particular order, just sort of going with the flow here of what feels right to me. I'm going to do the intention, and then we'll get into a few other pieces as I want to do here. So I'm going to go and write this down, and feel free if you feel inspired to write down something, even if you don't have the full setup, but you want to just sort of participate and pretend you're here with me. Just if you want to grab a piece of paper and write down your intention, and you can put that in here with me. And it's good to be specific if you can. You might wish for, not wish, magic, or call the intention that, I am drawing in enough money to create something, to buy something, enough money to help me shift out of the current circumstances. If you're in sort of like, I'm just getting by on, say, $1,000 a month, and I would really like $5,000 a month, and that will give me, or I'm $10,000, but I need $50,000 a month. Whatever's going to be a realistic, acceptable shift for you that makes sense and feels somewhat doable in some way. It doesn't seem like, if I'm 1,000 a month to 10 million a month, that's a big jump. So you can try it. I'm not holding you back, but also you may want to find a level that feels comfortable to you at this point. You can always increase. You can always do this again. With something to shift and make that increase that makes sense to you and has a meaning, has a sort of meaning, a resonance with you, where you can feel like, yeah, that's real, that's possible. I can feel that potential there. So that's definitely helpful to have that. All right, so I put on mine here. I expand in prosperity, finances, money, and abundance every day. I make $10,000 a month with ease, grace, and fun. All right, so thought that was a great little start. You know what? I'm gonna change that. I'm gonna go ahead and make that $20,000 a month. Feels a little stretch, but feels great. So I'm going for that. So I hope you're with me on that. And let's see. So I've got that. I'm gonna put that in my wallet. Feels like a good spot here. And just because of the setup here, I'm doing this in a way I can video shoot it. Let's see, how can I set this up nicely here? I'm going to grab this here so I can place everything in my lap. All right, so I've got a wallet with my intention in it. I've got my 3 cards. I'm going to lay them out here just in front of me on my lap. I've got a little platform here, and I'm putting the wallet on top of Freya. So, yeah, if you have an intention, pull your intention and put it in here as well. And then I'm going to put the stones on top of it. And actually kind of handy here, I've got, see, I didn't even realize this as I was doing. I've got 3 cards, 3 stones, 3 flowers. So 1 flower on each one. Oh, and I also have 3 herbs there, so perfect. So a beautiful trinity. See, that's it. I just flowed with it and created it, and realizing the moment I have everything I got was pretty much 3s. I've got 3 spices: the cinnamon, the salt, and the cacao, the chocolate. 3 flowers, 3 stones, 3 cards. I got the wallet in the middle with the intention there. And now I'm going to go ahead and light these. You know, we can actually do 3 purifications. I do have a little mugwort herb right here, which is also another great purification. Let me grab that. Sorry for the noise. It's a little baggy here. All right, perfect. So I've got a little dried mugwort. Again, this is another good herb for purification. This is something I harvested up in the mountains before I left the States. So let's see here. All right, let's go. I'm going to start with sand. What I'm going to do is just kind of cleanse all these components here and myself. There we go. So, cleansing. I'm sorry, you can't see this. Everything, all of my ingredients here are in my lap here. I'll hold it up in a moment. And the sandalwood takes a little bit to get going. There we go. Cleansing everything here. All right. Let me see if I can hold this up for you, and I'll take a picture as well. But I basically just have everything on here, all the magical ingredients. All right. And I'm going to do the Palo Santo wood. Just takes a moment to get going. There we go. Cleanse me, cleanse you. Cleanse my wallet and all this magic here. Alright, and then finally the herbs. Just great. Purification there, and bless and cleanse everything here. Okay, beautiful. That's great. Again, that's mugwort. You can use sage as well. It's also great for cleansing. So, all right. Now this here, again, some spells you may find specific words you can use. I'm going to use my intention and just some prayers here that come through for this. So I call forth and invoke Freya, the goddess of life, of earth, of magic. I ask for your guidance, your protection, and your ability to help shift within me my consciousness, my understanding, and my current limitations around finances, to open them up, to expand what's possible, to feel a new level of abundance, a new level of prosperity, a new level of flow in my life. I'm calling forth and asking to easily and gracefully experience $20,000 flowing into my bank account each month with ease, grace, and a fun. Me being able to help provide my gifts, my creative loves to others, to help support them, inspire them, activate and transform them in their life, so that there's great value I'm giving and I'm receiving back great value to help me sustain and continue to build and express and create new things. So I ask Freya for the courage, the depth, the feeling, the magic, and the possibility to transform my current state into this new experience that I'm requesting, I'm holding, and envisioning, and feeling, and knowing is true and possible for myself. I ask the cinnamon and the salt to help cleanse and purify the old reality, what I've been experiencing, my previous financial experience, to cleanse and purify that from my space. I invite the cacao to draw in the lusciousness, the bliss, the deliciousness of a new experience. I call forth the symbols of Berkanu and Fehu to open up abundance and keep me aligned and connected in resonance with an expanded flow of life force, expanded flow of abundance, expanded flow of prosperity, expanded flow of cash, money, and value flowing into me, so I can feel that experience, live that new reality. It's just a reality shift, a dimensional shift. So I'm invoking through these symbols a dimensional shift into that new reality. I ask Freya to help solidify and stabilize that within me and within my life and within my bank accounts and my wallet and my credit cards. I invoke the magic of these beautiful flowers to help me smell that, to feel that, to live that beauty in my life. And I'm going to speak a little light language codes, which for me are just very powerful to help let this energy move. And I invoke these blessings and these magic upon anyone watching this that wants to also receive this energy and this magic and this transformation in their life. Let everyone in the world feel the abundance, the prosperity, and the magic that is available to all of us. May this ripple out, waterfall out in rivers of gold, and rivers of jewels, and rivers of silver, and rivers of platinum, and rivers of prosperity for everyone out there. May this magic uplift me and uplift everyone that gets to be in connection with me in any way, in person or over this video. So I seal this whole magic, I seal this ritual in alignment in my heart, in the heart of all I come in contact with, in the heart of all I create. May I stay centered in the heart, in this truth of this new reality that I am willing, ready, and dedicated to experience in myself and in my reality and in my life. Thank you, Freya. Thank you, magic. Thank you, stones and crystals, herbs, earth, for providing me the necessary ingredients here to make this shift in my life. Aho, namaste, and so it is. Okay, I feel some tingling and shifting in me. So what I'm going to do is I think I'm going to leave this out for a bit, probably overnight, kind of set it up on a little shelf here I have as a little altar. And just keep this up. I feel like we'll see. I'm getting a sign of Well, I'm going to be in the spot for 2 weeks, so I'm going to leave it up for the 2 weeks here just to kind of keep the energy there, so I see it, so I remember it, so I know that's the intention, the energy I'm working with, and keep it as my spot for my wallet when I'm not carrying it around. So that is a little beautiful ceremony. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you can, replicate some form of that on your own. Be creative with it. I encourage you, just like it just kind of fell together, pieced together, right? Whatever you need is available for you. Same with finances. Whatever I need is available to me. I'm just allowing that to be there and flowing with it. So I hope you find the same. I hope you found some insight, and hope this excites you and empowers you to go out and create some magic in this world, because this world so needs the magic. And so if you have something comes to you, something creative, something shifts for you in this magic, please reach out to me. I'd love to hear your stories, what you came up with, how this worked for you. And so grateful for you tuning in and sharing your time with me here, sharing your magic and your love, and sending you so much love and magic to you. Hope to see you again on our next episode of Ceremony, Meditation, and Magic. Again, I'm Aaron Michael Pine. You can check out more about me at AARONMICHAELPYNE.com. Aaron Michael Pine with a Y.com. Blessings, and have a beautiful rest of your night. Thank you.